Now welcome to the user and the instrumentation virtual lab, and now we are moving towards the experiment number 1, that is study of temperature transducers for measurement of temperature. And for the temperature measurement we have got 3 options for the temperature transducers, that is resistance temperature detector, that is also abbreviated as RTD, the second one as thermistor, and the third one as thermocouple. So this is the whole setup for the experiment, how we have to perform our experiment. There is a start button for starting our experiment, and this is a knob which will be controlling the intensity of the burner is here, and this window will tell you about the initial temperature which you have set. You can have any initial temperature, as you can set the different initial temperature as per your own desire, as I have set here as 33 to be as the initial temperature of this. And there is a stop button which will stop your experiment. Here we have the different option for the Y used in the RTD, as aluminium, copper, silver, gold to be as the option. And from here you can select the length of the wire as per your own design, as here I have selected 10, or you can now I can also make it to be the 15 to be as the length, and from here we can choose the aluminium to be as the Y material. Now again we can perform the experiment. Before starting the experiment, I'd like to tell you about, like, this is the burner, and this is the beaker which is full of liquid, and this is the thermometer which will tell you about the actual temperature, and this will tell you about the measured temperature, that has been in Celsius it will measure, and this is the place where you will be getting the graph for measured temperature and the actual temperature. So in this graph you can have a good knowledge about how the actual temperature varies from the measured temperature. So in order to start the experiment, there is a run button. You have to click this run button. As I click this run button, now in a mode to do the experiment. Now as I have set the initial temperature as 33, the same initial temperature is set here in the graph also. So now I start the experiment, and now as I start the experiment you will see that burner will start burning up, and the temperature is also rising corresponding to that. Now you can see the different intensity as I have make it the burner knob to be in the position of second, and you will see that the intensity also increases and the temperature also start increasing very fast. So in this way you get the different readings here for the measured temperature and for the actual temperature, and corresponding to that this graph is also been plotted. Now if you want, you can increase the intensity once more, or you can make it to the 3. So in this way you understand that how exactly that 3-wire RTD works out, and as the liquid well crosses its boiling limit, a message will be displayed to you, that is liquid will start evaporating, as 100 degrees Celsius is the boiling limit for the liquid. Now click this OK button. This OK button will reset your experiment, and for getting next readings you have to again perform the experiment the same way as I have told. You have to again go to this run button. You have to click this run button. You can start your experiment. Now suppose if I want to choose some other material, suppose I want to choose copper to be as the material for our RTD. Now again I have to start the experiment. Again you can increase the intensity. Again you will getting the graph for the measured temperature and the actual temperature, and you will again getting the readings for the measured temperature. You can select the length of wire, as I can select again to be as 16 to be as the length of the wire. So in this way you understand how exactly the 3-wire RTD works and how exactly it measures the different temperature. So suppose I stop this experiment. So in this way I stop my experiment, and you can copy the data here for different you can get the different readings for the different temperatures. So this was all for the 3-wire RTD, and now you can move towards the 2-wire RTD. Now again you have to click this OK button. As I click this OK button, it will just reset the experiment, and again I have to start the experiment. This is for the 2-wire RTD. Now as I click the start button, the burners start burning up, and you see that this graph again will be getting the graph for the different values of the temperature. So in this way we understand how exactly the 2-wire RTD and the 3-wire RTD works like. And again at the same time you're also getting the readings for the measured temperature here. Now you can also, for as I want, you can again stop this experiment from the stop button. This can reset your experiment, and now you can choose the thermistor to be as next temperature transducers. Now again click this run button. Again this start the burner. Now this is for the thermistor. You see that this burner will increase the temperature for this liquid, and that increased temperature is being shown here. This is the actual temperature and this is the measured temperature. Measured temperature is in the Kelvin. Now again you can increase the intensity through this burner knob. So in this way we get the different intensity of burner, we get the different temperatures, and again we are getting the measured temperature in the Kelvin here, in the Kelvin degree. So in this way we find out that liquid will start evaporating. A message is being displayed as the liquid passes the 100 degrees Celsius, its limit of boiling. So as the liquid increases, the temperature of the liquid increases from 100 degrees Celsius, the message is displayed. Now again you have to click this OK. This will again reset your experiment. So again you can do the experiment through the same way. You have to again click the start button. You have to again go through it. You can set the different initial temperatures here. So now I'll move towards the thermocouple. Thermocouple is also a type of temperature transducer that is being used for identifying or exactly measuring the temperatures. These have got a wide application in the industries also. These all three types of temperature transducers. Now again I will start my experiment through this run button. As I'll start the experiment, I have to click this run button. As I've clicked it up, now again you have to click the start button. The start button will again start your burner. You can again increase the intensity. You can choose the initial temperature, 35 to be as I have selected 35 to be as the initial temperature. Here once again one option is again here for the different types of thermocouple, that is E type, J type, K type, R type, S type and T type. You can select anywhere. Now if I select R to be as, you again graph will reset and it will tell you about the R type thermocouple, that how exactly the temperature is being measured through the R type thermocouple. See that temperature is continuously rising, and as the liquid will cross its boiling limit, a message is again displayed to you that liquid will cross its boiling limit. That's it will start evaporating. And here we also getting the readings for that measured temperature. So in this way we've gone through the three different temperature transducers, that is resistance temperature detector and thermistor thermocouple, and we understand the working of the different temperature transducers. These all temperature transducers has got a wide application in the industries. They are in the industries for measuring the temperature. So in this way we also learn about the temperature transducers, and we clear out our doubts in the temperature transducer, and I hope you would have understand the basics of these temperature transducers, and you would have understand that on what principles these temperature transducers works on. You can go through the documentation part of this temperature transducers. You can go through them, you can follow them, and you can perform the experiment, and in this way you will understand that the temperature transducers and how they works. Now suppose if you don't understand, then you can go through this procedures. You can follow the procedure here and you can do the experiment the number of time as you want. And in the last I like to conclude that I hope you would have understand the different temperature transducers, and you have gone through the different temperature transducers here, as RTD2B as one of them, thermistor and the thermocouple. So in the last, I like to say that thanks to all of you that you listen this tutorial on this temperature transducers. Thanks for it once again.